move far. Does that still work for you? AJ?
With that 26, there should be room.
Okay. Okay, let me get my levels. Does that still work? No, just, no. I couldn't hear anything.
Mic test.
Now I can see it. Okay. Now I can see my click track.
What is the next song?
Huh?
What is the next song?
See, I got nothing. I got nothing from Dean. Do this another time.
Oh, one more time. Right.
I got you on 13. I got you cranked. Okay. Yeah.
Hitching all man, ain't had one ride. It's dark and I'm kind of jumping, maybe losing my soul.
All these people in the same room is wonderful.
With a dreamboat inside, she seemed just like an angel, so I got in beside. Took me up around the bend, first place I arrived, there was a light inside. A light.
Like a band that's never been put together before, it's for me it was pretty special.
Light inside.
This group of players was great. It was like you have the whole record here, so I love that.
Freshman grad, you might be hard-boiled, you might be fried, you got a light inside. Say what? A light inside. A light inside. Light inside. Wherever you're looking, you don't stand a chance. You can try Thailand, or you can try France. You can try Riggs, you can try Rance. It ain't in her t-shirt like it ain't in your pants. Stop right there, close your eyes, start doing the dance. Woo! Do the light inside. Do the light inside.
People don't get to do this. This is like a 1 in 100 million, right?
Light inside.
No. My name's John. I always listened to rock and roll and always played it in my basement. So yeah, and I made this record called Psalngs. Then brought in 7 or 8 really great, arguably among the greatest players in the world. And in 3 weeks we recorded 29 songs. I always had a square job. I was a lawyer, and then I got sick to death of that. And so I just packed it all in, and I went and, played in the train stations. I was playing train station by the University of Calgary, and friends of mine who were lawyers and law teachers, they didn't even know it was me playing the train station because, you don't look at a guy who's playing at a train station in case you have to give him like a nickel or something. They walked right by me, they didn't even know it was me. And we'd play in one of the, joints around town in Calgary, Original Joe's or something like that. And we played all the joint closed at like, you know, midnight or 2 or whatever it was, and then, you know, the guys that were players just hung out and we'd, you know, drink illegal beers until 4 or 5 in the morning, and then go home, brush our teeth, go down to the train station around 7, busk in the train station for, you know, a couple hours, make 70, 80 bucks, you know, and go to the Shamrock Hotel, have big eggs for breakfast, go home to bed, get up and do it again. People thought I was having a midlife crisis, but I don't know. It seems so much more fun than going to the office. I would have been like, you know, 45 then, something like that. People thought I really flipped out, you know. I had. All of a sudden I came into, you know, a really good business idea. You spend your life thinking that if you had the capacity to do something, what would it be, you know? Well, for me, this is what it was, you know, to do music, and to make a great record. And, you know, I reckoned I could make a great record, so that's what I set out to do. I had a bunch of songs, 10, maybe 12 songs written, and I went to my buddy Danny, who's a recording engineer in Calgary, great bass player. Played in a punk band called The Unusuals. I decided to do demos of those songs, or some of them, and, you know, played most of them myself, played the guitars, played, you know, the acoustic guitars, played the keyboards. You know, Danny played bass, we brought in a guy to play drums, and recorded 7 of the songs. Danny said, well, you know, we should send them to Brian Ahern. Brian's a, you know, highly renowned Nashville producer. He started with Anne Murray in Canada. Shortly after he started Anne Murray, he went to Emmylou Harris in Los Angeles, started producing her records. Now he's just on his 13th original record, and there's a bunch of compilations. So Brian, you know, if you've ever heard Emmylou Harris record, you know and love Brian's work. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. I never really thought that Brian would have any interest in my stuff, you know, because the versions I did of them were pretty, even the ballady songs were, you know, the electric guitars were turned up loud. You know, the way I did them, they were all like, you know, Crazy Horse songs. I knew for my part that I'd listened to Brian's production, you know, particularly on Emmy records. You know, I mean, there were sounds at times on those records that just, you know, that grab you in your chest and lift you up. You know, they have, you know, they make you big from the inside out. You know, there's this huge swell of feeling sometimes. Nothing's better than the stuff I heard from Brian. And I thought, you know, if this guy's interested in doing my stuff, you know, I mean, it would be an honor. We sent it off to Brian and, you know, met him in Toronto, talked to him, we met. He said, yeah, I'm down. And then we started to make some plans. I went to visit Brian in Los Angeles. He came to visit me here, and we started, you know, towards getting a band together. My expectation for players was, you know, whoever's kicking around. We went to see T-Bone Burnett. T-Bone invited us to his house, and we had coffee, and he listened to my record. And, you know, one of the great thing that happened there is he put on the record, he says, well, you got to start with Jim, you know, Jim on drums. And he started mentioning a couple of bass players. And he said, who are you going to get to play guitar? You know, he starts naming these guitar players. And that comes to the part on the record where I play this lead break. He says, well, who's that? And I said, that's me. And he goes, well, we got our guitar player. T-Bone might have been part right, but he was, you know, he was also part wrong, because we got Greg Leisz and Dean Parks, and they both played some really great guitar. As soon as guys start mentioning, like, Jim Keltner, first of all, I didn't dare to dream that high. I would have set my sights at, you know, one of the 30 or 40 great session drummers in Los Angeles. I think when T-Bone said, well, you got to get Jim, right? I said, you know, are you Jim Keltner? So once he agreed to play, then a whole bunch of guys just came sort of naturally. Hutch Hutchinson had played with Jim on lots of different gigs. And so we just started going through the list. What do we need? Piano. So we went to Matt Rawlings, who's a great Nashville player, just moved to Los Angeles. MacAnally's a, you know, superb songwriter, very, very beautiful acoustic guitar player. He's played on tons of music that's played in southeastern states, including Tennessee and Miami. He's a regular in Jimmy Buffett's band. He was enthusiastic to play because Brian was on it. It was the same with all of the guys. I mean, they wanted to come and play because it was Brian's project. Brian, you know, he's very highly regarded in the recording industry, but he's not that widely known for doing rock and roll records. And the reason is simple, because, like, he never did them. But everybody in the business, you know, everybody in the racket knows that he's a great producer. So they didn't really have that much opportunity to work with Brian. It was their first crack at it, and I think they were all very enthusiastic for an opportunity to work with the guy that they held in such high regard, but was sort of coming over to their side of the field. I had heard Patrick, but I didn't realize who he was. You know, I'd listened to a few Fiona Apple records and loved them, because it had this spooky kind of ooh sound going on in the background all the time, and that was Patrick playing like Chamberlain's different samplers and stuff. And so when they told me Patrick Warren, he's the guy who plays with Fiona Apple, and you know, he plays with the Chili Peppers, and he plays with some really cool sounding bands. But I thought, are you kidding me, Chamberlain? This is gonna be just like a Beatles record. So I said, yeah, thumbs up. I just pretty much turned it over to Brian when he started mentioning names. He'd turn to me and say, you know, do you want Al Kooper? And I'm going, I remember the day we were driving down Santa Monica Boulevard and I returned Brian's call. It was beautiful. Al was on the stage with Bob Dylan when Bob Dylan first played rock and roll at the Newport Folk Festival and got booed. Rosemary, her first gig was Jackson Browne. Oh, won't you stay? She did like 3 years with Jackson. She sang backup for Linda Ronstadt for like 5 years. And then she did 7 years singing backup with James Taylor. It's just, what a killer career she has, you know. She taught me so much about singing, you know. I'd heard Greg Leisz's name before, but I really didn't know what he did. I know I've heard plenty of his music too, but I have to admit, you know, I hadn't identified him as being one of those guys out there. A lot of people don't know who Greg is. A lot of people don't know who Dean Parks is, but they know every note he played on all the Steely Dan records. Some people don't know who Al Kooper is anymore, but they sit at home and they play like a Rolling Stone on their piano, just like he did on the organ. When they start saying names like that, you know, it's way beyond my dreams, way beyond my hopes. Yeah, I'm the kid who they dragged out of the stands to play with the Yankees. And so those guys all agreed to come, and you know, and then we started casting about for a venue, and we looked at a couple of studios. I just said, you know, Brian, you know, if we're going to rent a studio, what's the best studio? And he said, well, I think he mentioned Village Recorder. It's West LA, east side of Santa Monica. And we went there and they had time for us, and it wasn't a hell of a lot more than all the other good studios. It's the one T-Bone uses for all the movie work he does. Great big huge Neve board, and there's room for 6, 7 guys.
Well, they've got religion, the blacks enter the back way. Say, can you see whose heart did we bury at Wounded Knee?
The thing Brian wanted to do was make the record live, record it live, which is to say all the guys playing at the same time, all listening to each other in the same room, you know, watching. And when you listen to some records, you can hear that they've been architecturally structured and built piece by piece. You can almost hear that it's just, the arrangement is just a little bit too pure. But when bands are playing it live, there's something else that you hear. You can hear everybody fitting in together, and people are holding back a little bit, and then they take a punch in a spot, you know, and then somebody tries something, and then the next guy echoes it, and, you know, all these cool live things happen. So Brian wanted to record it live, so we need lots of space. And so we booked like a month. All of the guys that were in there, when they found out we were going to do the tracks live, they thought, man, we don't get to do that much anymore. And they were all really excited about it. If you can do that, why wouldn't you want to play together? I think you just wind up with a different feel of it, because the guys are there actually wanting to play some music today. This was a day when they got to like actually do what they love to do, and that's play music together with other great players. The way we would do it is I would come into the studio in the morning, and there would be like coffees go around and, you know, muffins and what have you. And the charts would go around. We'd decide what song we were going to do, and the charts would go around to all the players. You know, people would be sitting at their instruments or whatever. And, you know, I would pick up an acoustic guitar and I would sing the song.
I'll bring you there, I'll bring you there, see what
And then we'd all sit down at our stations and people would start to noodle. And then Brian said, "We're ready to go red." And then everybody just goes like this, quiet. And Jim goes, "A 1, a 2, a 1, 2. And everybody starts on the 1 beat. And everybody's playing exactly the song, you know, and they have to be listening to each other. They've never played the song before. Everybody just plays this stuff that's so perfect. I have the song Painted Pony, and there's a way I hear it in my mind. I heard the drum, and there's a way I imagined the drumming went. And it was quite kind of Baroque. It was jing, 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 like that. It's not the way Jim plays drum. Jim is a very, very compact drummer. Tremendous economy. He'll play it, you know, up and down like this and then down again, you know, but there's not a whole bunch of this stuff like some guys get going, right? I'm saying to Brian, you know, I mean, you know, he's Jim, and I know, I mean, but I sort of have this way I imagine the drums would go, and Brian says, "Well, tell him." And I'm going, "You want me to tell Jim Keltner how to play the drums?" He says, "He wants you to." You know, I explained to Jim what I was talking about, you know, and he says, "John, I don't know, I mean, it's just not the way you play drums. It's way too much stuff." And Brian says, "Well, I don't know, Jim, you know, unless you know, why don't you just give it a try and see how it goes?" And so Jim went out, tried it, and he played it perfect. He came back in and we listened to it, and Brian looks over at Jim and says, "Well, King Jim." Brian called him King Jim. "What do you think?" And Jim goes, "I have to admit, it has a certain charm." So to me, that was an amazing moment because he nailed it. I mean, he played the song perfect. You know, I came and visited Patrick, and we listened to, you know, my demo recordings of songs, and the ones that I didn't have demos for, you know, I sort of just played or sang to him. The next stage was we wrote out all the charts. The charts, you know, that the musicians took into the studio with them were all prepared by Glenn D. Harding. Glenn D. was in Buddy Holly's band, the Crickets. You know, we took the charts to Patrick. Patrick listened to the demos, and then we selected 4 or 5 songs that, you know, we wanted to consider for string sections. And then, you know, we set them up in the studio, and Patrick conducted them. There were 16 string players and 2 woodwind players came. Most of them were Juilliard trained, and most of them, you know, some of them were in Los Angeles Symphony Orchestra.
Let's give her a run. Let's give her a run for the money.
Okay.
Here we go.
I've been dreaming again and
People in the same room is wonderful. I mean, you know you're going to have a good time, you're going to make good music.
It's like a band that's never been put together before, you know, it's, you know, I actually knew every one of these musicians. I worked with every one of these guys before, but never all in the same group, you know, so for me it was pretty special.
Special for him, imagine what it's like for me.
Well, and you know, you're the one that you're the one that put it together. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have been here for the last 3 weeks.
I got to tip my hat to Brian on that too.
It's been a really great experience for me to work with Brian because I've been a huge fan of his for
It's very encouraging, isn't it? You never, it's just
35 years, and I just, it's just been a thrill to work with him.
The mood of it was very beautiful. It just helped me to, settle in and to observe the way these guys worked. The concentration and the casualness all at the same time that they brought to it was very cool for me to be able to adopt the attitude and to learn how to fit in that pocket as well, not just the rhythm pocket, but also the sort of emotional consciousness pocket that all this great music comes out.
This group of players was great. But it was like you have the whole record here going. I love that. It's set up for 3 weeks. That's a great way to do something because you really have a picture of all that's possible and what's working and what's not. And I think everybody simplifies their part a little bit to fit into the big picture since the big picture is so close to complete.
That's the thing that I'm always trying to do is to support the song and be, be there for the song. And, Al, all these guys, every one of these guys is great at doing that. And for me to be, considered one of the people that does that and on the level of this band, for me is a really great honor.
Not many live records made anymore. It was really a blast making that.
Yeah.
All of our favorite records are live records. Yeah, maybe next time.
I probably passed you.
I like the fact that John, he hasn't done this a lot, and so he came in fresh and he came in with really cool songs, songs that were really basically easy to play. They played themselves. Most of them were really, really well written.
The whole time was great. I mean, I just wanted to say about John, what a pleasure to have an artist who's so enthusiastic about his music. Jim and Al were talking about how he's relatively new to this process, but John brought this incredible enthusiasm. All these songs, he knew exactly what he wanted. He was so connected and just excited about making all this music. And for us, that's just a dream. It just lets us connect and just lets us be a part of something exciting.
You came and delivered, and everybody here is just reacting to what you're doing.
I think John is a really talented guy with a big heart, I think he learned a lot. We've been around the block so many times that for us, it's just, are the songs, playable? Are the songs really, fun to play? And they were, so we had a good time. Each song puts you in mind of something that you really loved, and that's what a great song is usually about, for me. Anybody's great song always reminds me of something great that I, in my life or something. And there were many moments like that with John on this project.
I think also it was great watching John pick up on the process of recording, but also so quickly picking up on just the way we make records, and because it's so different than sitting at home and playing or playing a gig with somebody. It's an entirely different world, an entirely different process, and it was great watching him just get into it so quickly.
And just be fearless about it, because it can be really intimidating.
And I was thinking, he must be like that with everything.
The fact that he hadn't done this as much as we did, we could just, show them the right things to do and not the wrong things to do.
No, he was very receptive, and that made it really good. Made it much better. And he's really, really quite a talented artist as well. And I say that from my heart.
The songs are a lot of them are about love, a lot of the songs are the kind of songs Bob Dylan calls finger pointing songs. When you're playing rock and roll, you get to scream your guts out. You get to empty your soul. You get to sing of your love, and you get to sing of your frustration, right? You get to sing about, you can scream about how confounded you feel by the stupidity of the leaders in the world. The truth is that in our society, men are encouraged in a spectacular way to express their feelings through, the lyrics to songs. And they're honored for it, Where all the boys will give you hell if you talk about anything besides, sports cars and booze, they will listen to a song that you sing about your feelings or about your anger or about your ambition or your hopes. We're encouraged to express ourselves that way. So it's an anomaly in our society. So there's another reason to make records. If you capture the essence of your feeling and if you try to write as honestly as you can, what you're going to be doing while you're doing it is your own sort of analysis. You're going to be putting your finger on what it is that hurts you, and hopefully you're going to be putting a finger on how best to deal with it. If we're actually, trying to write honestly and openly, there's a tremendous analytical process going on too, self-exploration. It's an unburdening. Every time you sing the song, it's an unburdening. It's freedom. It's a wonderful thing to be able to sing those things away. It's a wonderful thing to be able to express yourself.
This was just, a pleasure from start to finish for me.
Yeah, echo that. John, I really, really, really love and respect you, man. And I mean that from my heart. I mean, I tend to want to be funny and everything, but honest to God, you really, really bring that out of me for some reason. I gotta say that to you because you're really a great cat. You got a great heart. That's it.
What you know, go where you feel. The consequences are not yet real. There's too much on the table now to change the deal. Forget what you sow. By the time that it grows, you'll be long gone. But you'll be dead wrong.
The band is really killer. You gotta really check this out. You gotta listen to the songs. John writes great songs. I think he sings a little like Gene Clark sometimes. Not everybody agrees with me there, but that's a big compliment. And I think there's a wide variety of tunes.
Others, Dane.
It's a really good thing.
Some beautiful songs. It's been a blast to play.
Yeah, I really enjoyed playing them. It was really great on the last day after it's like we had been doing a rehearsal. We've been on the road for 3 months or something. We kind of knew the stuff and just blew through it. It was really
it was some fun.
So you feel that the overall event was more than just an artistic experience. It was a great sort of a culmination or leading to a new chapter of a personal journey.
Well, not to put any words in my mouth. It was life-changing. It was.
Disturbingly under.
This is a real fist puncher, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's rock and roll.
yeah.
Go take a nap.
Go take a nap.
will ever feel the joy. He called out on a frosty night across the starry sky. So long as there is light and dark, let this love never die. Lay down your arms, surrender to the void. No angry heart will have its chains destroyed. No darkness, however deep and cold, will ever outlast the night. No heartaches that the times have brought will ever outlast the light. Lay down your arms, surrender to the void. Lay down your arms, surrender to the void. Hitching on man, ain't that one right? It's dark and I'm kinda jumpy, maybe losing my stride. When a beamer pulled up with a dreamboat inside, she seemed just like an angel, so I got in beside. Took me up around the bend, first place I arrived, there was a light inside. A light inside. Light inside. Light inside. I got a secret everyone has. Deans and professors, freshmen and grads. You might be hard-boiled, you might be fried. You got a light inside. Say what? A light inside. A light inside. Light inside. Wherever you're looking, you don't stand a chance. You can try Thailand, or or you can try friends. You can try rigs, you can try rents. It ain't in her t-shirt like it ain't in your pants. Stop right there, close your eyes, start doing the dance. Woo! Do the light inside. Do the light inside. Do the light inside. Do the light inside. It ain't in no movie, it ain't in no book. Ain't never gonna find it, no matter how hard you look. It can't be lost, and it won't be forsook. There's a light inside, a light inside, sneaking up on you. Light inside, the light inside. To the chorus. Ain't no movie, ain't in no book. Ain't never gonna find it, no matter how hard you look. It won't be lost, and it won't be forsook. There's a light inside. There's a light inside. A light inside. Here we go. There's a light inside.
One more time, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
roses have their dance, and birds their nest. Wonder where will valley or hill, where you love them. May you find the one, take a hand, be in love. May I spent some time in a barn with some wine. The best time I ever spent. There's a feeling I found round the corner downtown. There ain't once let go of me yet. By the time I told you I'd try to renew, I'd forgotten my way home. And then I took a wrong way through Sacramento. Now I'm stuck here in Lodi. I spend my life with a house, with a wife, going along with whatever was planned. Now most of the time I wanna be on my own, and the rest of the time I am. Should've gone straight through, but my driver couldn't do what I needed him to. And then I took a wrong way through Sacramento. Now I'm stuck here in Lodi again. Tried to get back to you, I did not get through. Stuck here in Lodi again.
We need click. There it is.
She called me up, but I was not home. I might be lonely, but I'm not alone. I got the message, lost the phone, I'm still living. I got no silver, I got no gold. I got good shoes after getting home. My real good stuff, I got sold, I'm sold. In the name of the Father and the Son, I'm a dumb luck winner, a dang dog dinner for one. I might be a phony, I'm not the only one. I'll be there, see what comes. It's a given. It's been driven. Still living. In the name of the Father
Homeland Security Department to raise the domestic terror alert level to orange. In the city of Fallujah, Iraqi gunmen fired anti-tank rockets on U.S. occupation forces. Witnesses say the terrorist attack was
consequences are not yet real. There's too much on the table now to change the deal. Forget what you sow. By the time that it grows, you'll be long gone. But you'll be dead wrong. You should be brought down. This is our town. At the people, say what to think. They're watching CNN and Fox, and they don't even blink. Make war with Mustafa, make bread with Beijing. Forget what you sow. By the time that it grows,